So I was on holiday for about 10 days in Turkey. So no charts, no videos from me. Very sorry about that. I did actually bring my laptop with me, but I just had issues. The internet was just not good enough. So I thought I'd just have a long moment of silence. I did check the markets though. I mean, I was able to load some data, but nothing too intense. And obviously there was no bandwidth for videos. So I thought I'd give you guys some rest for 1.5 weeks. Now I'm back. It's Saturday morning, and we've had a very nice close to the metals. I'm going to follow the usual chronology. So I'm going to start with DXY. It is less and less relevant. That's a beautiful thing. If the DXY goes down, gold seems to have a good day, although sometimes there's the fear trade going on. So sometimes you'd see gold and the dollar down together just a little bit, nothing really special. But it's a bit of a safety trade with gold. But sometimes, and we've seen gold just, by the way, close at a new record high on Friday, whilst the dollar has basically been going up. So I'm not going to spend long on the dollar because it's not too relevant, but still, you never know when it becomes relevant. And all I want to say about the dollar is, look, we took out this descending, we popped up to the next horizontal. That's the way I always analyze it. It came back down, back tested, and then screamed back up. This is kind of perfect technically. Screen back up, higher close than all of these. So up we go to the next level. For me, the next level was here, 106. We actually surpassed it a little bit, back tested, and here we are. It's strong. It's strong. Normally what should happen is it should go up to 107, 107 point even 2. I would say. You never know, etc., etc. Plus, it doesn't really matter. If dollar comes all the way back down, who knows, it could come back down to 105 or come back down all the way to 104. Keep it simple. That should help gold, really. And if it goes up, why does it go up? Is it going up because of the Ukraine war or something you should not forget about, by the way, because Russia is completely steamrolling everyone over there. But at the moment, it's really the Israel-Iran conflict. It seems to have died down. There's a little bit of, uh, you know, some fake attacks. Fake attacks, they're real attacks, but they're trying to die down the escalation, let's say. So Israel has to save face and make it look like they have the last word. So there's a few strikes going on, but they're not really impacting Iran. I think Iran's okay with just holding things as they are because they're basically getting stronger every day, whilst the West gets weaker. A bit like Russia's getting stronger. So don't change something that's working. So, you got to think about the wars going on in the background, and that's also why the dollar has been going up with gold. But also monetary policy, right? So yields have been going up. Yields have been going up. We're going to take a look at yields, but the dollar seems to go up with yields also. So I do feel like dollar will go up 107. What happens to gold? Does it go up with the dollar? I think it does. Maybe not on the same day, but overall, I think gold will continue to go up. I think the dollar and yields will continue to go up. If we have a major breakout, I'm not sure why we would have a major breakout, but if we do, does gold start to go back down again? Do we have that retracement that we haven't really had yet? Something to consider. So we can pause that thought, but just pay attention to 107 because that could be next, and then it starts to get not serious, but the next level after 107. Okay, there's a little one at 108, but for me, it's the 110. And then, I don't know, it's hard to imagine gold going up with the dollar going towards 110 unless it's fear trade. And then you got to wonder why. Okay, so dollar basically doesn't matter too much yet. Hasn't mattered so far, but it could matter soon. I think that's my point. All right, let's look at yield. Let's start with a 2-year. That's also been going back up. Look at that, 5%. I did say, watch this. Up we go to the next level, and we did go to the next level in one go. Look at that breakout from this 4.75 all the way up to 5 in one go. It's beautiful. And now we're sort of consolidating, holding, shifting sideways. Next level is the all-time high. That's pretty impressive stuff, right? Because when we got smashed all the way down here, didn't expect it to come all the way back up. And also you got to imagine that during the fear trade, people are buying bonds. So yields will come down, but that's not really the case. Bonds are not being bought during, the dollar's been going up. Bonds have not been going up. It's just the yields. So maybe bonds are less attractive than before. What we have not had though yet is a massive collapse in the markets, although that may have started, not massive collapse, but a move down has started. Evidently, we could take a look at the charts, but you know what? Let me look at them real quick. Just look at the Nasdaq. Boom, down you go. For me, we're going to go back down to test breakout. We never tested it, which is kind of around here, 410. I don't know, it could even go to 400, but this 400 zone was never back tested. Here we are. NVDA yesterday down 10%. Beautiful thing to see. So the market, especially tech, you know, if you compare it to like the Dow Jones is up 0.5% yesterday. It has come down already, but we're starting to see a bit of a drop in the markets. I think that's the point. I don't want to cover the markets because you guys don't seem to care too much about the markets according to the statistics. So I'll just finish off very quickly on yields. But you know, markets do matter, and they are, it's a bit late to say, but they have started to drop, which is a good thing. And by the way, metals are going up nicely in the face of that. So that was always my fear. Like, what happens to the miners as the market drops? And we don't seem to care. We don't seem to care about the dollar, yields, or the markets. And that is absolutely perfect. So the miners, we'll get to that later. But the point is, yields are very strong. 2-year holding looks like we want to go higher. You know, everyone was thinking, oh, the rate cuts this year, and I think it was even yesterday, Friday, we had the Fed's what's his name, Boo, whatever the guy's name is, Fed speaker Bombastic or something. He was mentioning that Fed rate cuts could not even happen this year. It could have to wait until 2025. Wow, what a difference a couple of weeks make, because they were saying 3, 4, 5, 6 cuts this year, and now it's 0 because of inflation's return. And this time, inflation's return doesn't send gold down, it sends gold up. So it really is everything aligning for gold. And I still think yields go up. I still think yields go up. I still think the dollar goes up. I still think markets come down. And I still think gold is very, very strong in the face of all that, because usually that would send gold down too, but not the case now. Look at the 5-year, next stop, next major stop, 5%. Okay, I don't really care about the 5-year too much. It's more about the 2, the 10, and the 30, but they're all following the same trajectory. I mean, look at the close. It's just an amazing hammer. Next stop, look at that. Look at that. Resistance right here, 4.7. Beautiful. Next stop is the all-time high. What I mean by that is the all-time high of the of this period, you know, this recession, inflationary period. Look at this. I think we do another one, bam, close above 4.8, run straight to 5.10 on the 30-year. It's just really, really strong, the yields. So yields up. And by the way, what about the EU yields? Up we go also. Don't think that it's only in America, because the crisis could happen anywhere, and it probably will happen in a country other than America first, but then it will have a knock-on effect. British yields, up we go, 30-year, no problem, 10-year, no problem. So we're one major move away from all-time highs on the yields. The dollar is just a couple nibbles away from 107, and then we start to look at 110, you know. So let's look at, I haven't really thought about what I'm going to cover next. I should really do a video on commodities, because copper, look at copper, guys. You know, I didn't cover copper for some time, but it held. It was a bit slow to catch up with gold and silver, but look at this now, way past all the resistance. These are my old lines. They're a bit too thick. Next stop is really 4.8. Like, there may be a little pit stop here. You see this high here, 4.58 for those who want to do real tactical trading. But I think you wait a couple of days later and you're all the way up here, 4.85/5. Let's zoom out of copper. Let's go to the weekly. That's all-time highs. There you go. Copper's matched, not matched gold, but you know, it's slowly catching up. Maybe silver wants to start doing some all-time high moves too. Go on, let's just do the rest of the commodities. Natural gas still hasn't taken out 2. It needs to come back up. I think it eventually will. That looks like it wants to scream back up above 2 and then start to test old levels. Oil, that came down. Look at that bounce. That's yeah, those are the strikes overnight from Israel. Everyone thought, oh my God, here's the escalation. And they realized it was more theater. You know, it was like more to save face. None of Iran's real facilities, nuclear facilities, everything was untouched. And I think some of the drones were launched from Iraq or even from Iran. So it was like using proxies more than anything. So it's more like theater, just to appease the domestic population. It's nothing really strategically important. So oil, but oil, by the way, oil is still holding this breakout, this descending, you know, and I think it's time to curl and go back up, because it's more likely that inflation, oil prices go back up. The tensions globally will not diminish. And I just don't see oil coming all the way back down again. I mean, it would be good for the world if prices gone down, but I don't see it happening. It'd be good for gold miners too. Uranium, you know, uranium, I remember up here thinking, okay, it's going to follow gold all the way back up, but it has hesitated here, and here we are trading quite low. So, but some of the miners are doing quite well. So I'm not really sure. I'm a bit undecided with uranium. Um, I really want it to come down because I don't own any, but it would really not surprise me if it goes back up. So I'm hoping for a drop, but expecting a move back up. I mean, the future is uranium, right? Nuclear power. But who knows? I mean, they had their big move up. Maybe they're just consolidating in a big trading range before the move back to new highs. That definitely could happen. Platinum and palladium, especially with my SBSW holding, I mean, platinum, touched this level up here, came back down again. It should curl and go back up because all the metals have a lot of catching up to do. Palladium also, I think that's holding up a bit better. This level here is definitely resistance. We just need to clear that, close above it. Kind of did it there. Let's say it's really here, close above it and bam, up to the next level. That would be really great. Then you're out of the doldrums for palladium. Look at that though. That's really got to come up. That really should be coming up. All right. Gold and silver. Let's do gold. So obviously the overnight strikes, as I saw it in the morning, I thought, oh no, it's going to be another topping tail, a bit, not like this one, but when you have, yeah, if it was like a topping tail, a massive bearish, upside down hammer, whatever you want to call it, down it would come probably to this level, actually, now that I just see it, and then it closed below, let's say 23.20, and then flush down you go. I'm not sure where because we've just been doing high after high, probably 22.60 bounce and then come back. I don't know. I feel like, by the way, I'm not bearish. I still think we're going to go higher. But if we do have a drop, had we had a bearish candle on Friday, I would have expected this to be the next level. And then honestly, I don't know if it would have come to here, but it would definitely find support around here, 2200 psychological. More no, then it would come here, but I would never. Well, anything's possible. And then here, those are the three levels I can see on the way down. I just don't see that happening. It's too much of a move. There'd be too many people buying on the drop. But at the moment, what do I really see? I see a close above 20. What am I doing here? 24.20, especially here. 20, the all-time high would be amazing. But let's just close above. First of all, let's close above 2400. That would be nice. And then 24.20. And then this one up here, 24.30. But it doesn't matter. It's just all new all-time highs, uncharted territory. And yes, this is the best close ever on a Friday. So the weekly candle looks okay too. So it's still bullish, I mean, how many times have we looked at other stocks that we're not in, NVDA, and they just keep going up and up and up, and they weren't justified. Gold, very much justified. And doesn't matter what the RSI is. I actually stopped caring about the RSI several years ago because it's good for like little tactical swings. Maybe it's an extra confirmation, but something can stay above 90 a lot. And MACD doesn't matter too much. So I'm just going to keep it simple as I always do and say it still looks good. So I showed you my downside targets, my upside targets. I just got the little recent highs. Let's close above them. Otherwise, I can only go with psychology. 2500 is the next target. Silver looks good too. Look at that. What did I have here? This is something I drew. Okay, that's not relevant anymore, but it looks good. All right, back to the daily. Silver looks good. I think we've got to close above 20. Well, we need to close above 30. We know what we need to do. Let's just zoom out. It's always been the same levels. As soon as we closed above 26, it was quickly to 27 and actually just as quick to 28. No retracement. Very nice, just like gold. There's that 30 level, by the way, guys. Where do you want to sell? You want to sell. If you want to sell, it's the test of 30. We tested 29.8. That is the same as 30. So, if you want to sell into it, it was little nibbles when it was testing the high 29s. We did retrace. It's the same candle as gold. But here we are. Gold made a new all-time high close. And we're closing up here. Not the best close in silver. Second best, maybe. But next up is a close above 29. And then we should be testing maybe on the same day. We would test the old 29.8 high that we did a few days ago, and if we close above 30, well, we should continue higher. I don't even know. I thought it was always a bit hopeful to just zoom out to start looking at what's after 30. A lot of people do it, but I think it's time to consider what comes after 30, because next week on Tuesday, we could be with a 3 handle, a 30 handle on silver. And then, honestly, just looking at it now, look at this 32. I've heard people say 34. Yeah, 34 is a level 2. I think 32 is a level. Look, we just got to pretend we're trading back in the day. You're closing above 30. Next stop is up here. Look at this. 32, simple. 31 is not a level. It's not. It's like an intraday level. 32 after that, it's going to be here-ish. 33.8. Yeah, 34. Good. And it's $2 increments and then 35. So 32, 34, 35. After 35, 37. Wow, that's nice. Okay. Well, there you go. Now I know. I'll just put the first level in there. I think I'm going to have time to do the rest when the time comes. But the point is 31 is not a level, 32 is a level. Who's going to be selling 32 after we've reached 30 though? I will. I will be nibbling out at 32 because that's just the way I am. I mean, I wanted to hold off, and I am holding off from any major sales. I'm doing little 2%, 3% sales, nothing, meaningless stuff almost. A lot of it's psychological, so that if there's a drop, like when we sold off just at 30, at least I sold something. At least I got something to show for if we go all the way back down. If the market catches me by surprise, you never know. You never know. I've been humbled so many times, and quite a few times where it goes all the way up and I'm expecting a major move, and then it comes all the way back down, even more than where it launched from. And then I just think, oh my God, if I just sold just a little bit, I would have all this extra cash that I could redeploy. And that's what I do. And it doesn't even affect the amount of money I could otherwise have made, because if I'm selling 2% of Pan American Silver, 2% of Agnico Eagle, 3% of Barrick Gold, 3% of Coeur d'Alene, it doesn't change anything. If it goes all the way up 300%, I'm still going to make loads of money, retirable stuff. But if it comes back down, all of those little nibbles combined, that's quite a few thousand extra bucks. And then I'm just happy it came down. Oh my God, okay, let me buy another 100 shares of whatever. And if that happens a lot, which it's happened a lot, look at the years, we've just gone up and down. You could just retire off silver just hovering around 30. So for me, the nibbles are just part of my culture, and they really work overall. And if I regret it, it's a good thing to regret, because it means the price has just exploded higher. I can retire anyway. So that's why I look at these little nibble zones, and I'm always doing 2, 3, 4, maximum 5%, not even 10. So, all right, that's silver. I really haven't rehearsed how I'm gonna go do this podcast. I've just gone through all the commodities. What I'll do is I'll finish with the miners, and then I'll just stop there. I'll do another video just on the actual portfolio. I think that way it's not too long and not too sporadic. Okay, the miners. GXJ. Well, yeah, so we tested this level, came back down. We came back down quite a bit. Remember when we had that little, I'm going to call it $30 silver day, where gold and silver came back down? Look at that drop all the way back down to this level. That's what your nibbles are for. Yeah. Bam, all the way back down this low, back to 40 on GDXJ. Perfect technical drop to back test prior resistance to act as support, and then back up we go. I could actually delete some of these lines to make it cleaner. This one unnecessary. The back test is also unnecessary, but it's good to keep. No, it's unnecessary. It's not like I'm going to forget. I watch this every day. This one unnecessary. There you go. That's what you got. Next stop is 44.5. A close above that. We need to close above 44.5. That will probably happen with gold hitting new highs. Do we need silver $30 close for that? Maybe not, but they'll probably happen together. After that, next stop is up here. Yes, 50. Look at that. So it really means we went from 40 to 50. If that happens, down all the way up. Beautiful move. What is that? I should know that, like 25%. Yeah, that's nice, which will probably mean like 35, 40% in some really good stocks. So yeah, there you go. right? Otherwise, a close below 40 would not be great. That would mean, for the downside, that will happen if gold starts to retrace. Who knows? Maybe finally it gets sensitive to the dollar and yields, or maybe some war becomes peace, surprise peace treaty in Ukraine, which won't happen without Zelensky going, or probably. So that I don't see that happening. And the Israel tensions, I think the fact that everything's de-escalated has been a little priced in. So I don't see war being a reason for gold to go down. Okay, SILJ, same thing, perfect back test of prior resistance, acts as support. Back up we go. Silver, little, I don't want to say weak, but the silver stocks were a little weaker, I think, relative to the others. But that's okay. As soon as silver closes above 30, that will reverse and up they go, and they will start to outperform again. So same levels. You don't want to see a close below 10.50, let's say. You want to see a close above 12. And if you close above 12, next stop, and that's probably $30 silver. So here's your little 32. Actually, it'll probably start going crazy. Well, let's keep it simple. Here's your next 15. Boom. Up you go to the next level. Up you go to the next level. Yes, you have a little bit of a gap fill here. So you may have some intraday playing around here. Like some stocks, some silver stocks that are near resistance will probably hit resistance if still trades there. So you got this little mini gap zone. I'm just going to put it in the middle, keep it simple. But otherwise, there's no resistance until really up here. Then a 14.5 may act as resistance because it was before a little bit, but let's be a bit bold. Let's go for 15. Finally, GDX. I mean, they all have the same chart, so I don't expect too much difference. Look at that, it's beautiful. Up we go. This was the silver 30-day, or whatever gold was at the time, 24 something, 30. That's 36 on GDX. Came all the way back down, retest resistance, acted as support. And we are ready. Look at this close. It basically means we're ready for the next move to retest the old highs up here. And by the way, GDX has the added boost of once we're there, we're testing the descending and then a breakout. So maybe the seniors and silver together, they could end up being very, very like a bullish partnership. So the seniors start to take out this descending on the GDX, and then up they go. And the seniors lead the way initially in the bull market. And I still think we're in the initial stages. And then, silver will be above 30, and then they'll both start just rocketing up, and then everything will go up. That's the big plan. There you go. So I don't expect to cover commodities in general or spend too long on interest rates, but that's everything. I'm going to cover I'm just going to go ahead now and do my portfolio update. But that's my thinking on everything I just covered. So hope you enjoyed that.